Dear grade 12 students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Our lesson for today is from Unit 10, Disasters, and this is the first part of Lesson 1, Speculations. Dear students, please go to your course books, page 74, and let's get started. Our learning objectives for today, students will be able to guess the meanings of the new vocabulary through pictures and use them in the given exercise. Number 2, locate specific information through listening. Dear students, in our starter for today, I want you please to work in small groups and answer the following question. What can cause a bridge to collapse? Now think and make a list of reasons. Number 2, with your group, discuss these photographs showing the I-35W bridge before and after its collapse. Discuss the possible causes of the collapse. And this is the bridge, as you can see. Now, about this picture, we have one main question. What do you think the causes of the disaster are? Before you answer the question, here we have some important vocabulary that may help you to find the answer. Now, the first one, speculations, which means the activity of guessing possible answers to a question without having enough information to be certain. It's a matter of guessing. Second word, we have the word compression. As you can see in the picture, it means squeezing something to minimize its size. Picture number 3, we have the word bomb, which means explode. Then we have the word thermal shock. As you can see in the picture, it means expanding or contracting suddenly because of extreme heat or cold. Then we have the word corrosion, which means disintegration caused by chemical reaction with oxygen and water. And we have also the word wear. As you can see in the picture, what happens to the brake pad? Removal of surface material by rubbing or friction. Then we have the word impact, which means striking something with a hard force over a short period. Then we have the word buckling, and it means temporary bending due to compression. Then we have the word fracture. It means breaking into 2 or more pieces. And we have the metal fatigue, and it means damage caused by continued loading. This word is tension, and it means, as you can see in the picture, a pulling or stretching force. Now, dear students, I want you to think of the question again. What do you think the causes of the disaster are? As we saw in the picture, there might be different possible reasons. Now, from the main picture, it looks as tough there has been some structural failure to the bridge, corrosion, or weakness of the bearings where the girders rest on the piers could have caused the collapse. Dear students, after the starter and after we discussed the most important words, now we have to move to the listening exercise, page 74, exercise number 3. After the collapse of the bridge, some technical experts called a radiophone in show and suggested possible causes. Listen and take the speculations that are mentioned. You can read the 10 possible causes before you start listening.
Unit 10. Disasters. Recording 33.
Welcome back to Mississippi Calling. I'm Pete Hansen, your host, and we're talking about the terrible event that's dominating all the news channels and all the phone-ins tonight, and that's the tragic collapse of the I-35W bridge over our Mississippi River earlier this evening. We'd like anyone out there who's a civil engineer or any kind of technical expert on bridge design or bridge construction to call in and tell us about your theories, speculations, and ideas about why this bridge might have collapsed. We'd like to hear from you. Okay, now we have Jerry from Minnesota. What's your idea, Jerry?
Well, I think that one or more of the girders might have buckled, Pete.
You're an engineer, Jerry?
I'm a technician working in a civil engineering company. I think the collapse might have been caused by a girder buckling.
And now we have Tom on the line from Chicago. What's your take on this, Tom?
Well, I reckon the collapse could have been due to metal fatigue.
You're like a bridge engineer too, is that right, Tom?
Yeah, I've worked on quite a lot of bridge projects. I think that years and years of the same loads over and over again might have caused some metal fatigue in the truss.
And now we have Susan, a civil engineer from Texas. Susan, can you shed some light on this?
I'll try, Pete. My own view is that one of the bearings must have corroded and rusted away.
You say it must have corroded. You sound pretty certain of that.
Yeah, well, I've seen it happen before on 2 other bridges that collapsed. When they did the investigation, they concluded that the collapse was caused by corroded bearings.
And now we have Richard on the line. Well, Richard, what do you think went on here?
Well, I think the collapse could have been caused by thermal shock. It was an extremely hot day, and if the bearings and plates were also corroded, the heat could have caused too much contraction.
Dear students, let's now check your answers. After we listen to a radiophone, now let's check your answers for the main or suggested possible causes of the collapse. One of the causes is cold thermal shock. Another cause is corrosion. A third cause is wear. Fourth cause is buckling. And the last possible cause is the metal fatigue. Well done. Dear students, let's now move to exercise 4, also in page 75. In this exercise, you have to match these phrases with words or phrases in number 3, which have the same or similar meanings. Now, as you noticed, we discussed most important words and we gave you the meanings. Now try to memorize the words that have the following meanings. You can pause the video, then come back to check your answers. The answers are A, matches with number 9 in exercise 3, B, number 7, C, number 6, D, number 3, E, number 4, F, number 8, G, number 5, and H matches with number 10. Of course, you can go back to exercise 3 and check the answers and find the words. That's all for today, dear students. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson. Please don't forget to do the assignment in your Microsoft Teams. That's all for today. Goodbye.